What's up, good people? Welcome to my channel, Bald Head Hierophant here. If this is your first time visiting with me, then thank you. Please stay, hit that subscribe button. If you are returning, thank you so much. I appreciate your attentiveness. I appreciate your support. And I appreciate you coming back because it lets me know that, sorry, I just want to make sure this camera's not lopsided. Okay. It just lets me know that I'm speaking on subjects and topics that are valuable and resourceful for you. And that's really all I'm here for. I'm here for those of you who resonate with my frequency, who resonate with my delivery, and who need the information, those of you who need this information, okay? Because some of you are new to your journey, okay? Some of you are seasoned like myself, but maybe I give you a new perspective. Or some of you are just here, because you already know everything that I'm saying. You agree with it or disagree with it, but maybe you just maybe you just like to, go on pages and hear people talk. I don't know. For whatever reason you are here or returning, I thank you. Okay. And like I always say in the end, I'm going to say it in the very beginning. The time that you're going to spend with me, may you get it all back energetically. Okay. So I am coming on tonight with a very specific topic. And that topic is your dark side. Okay. Your dark self. I want to speak on this because I feel in my deepest, in my deepest spirit that, for one, it's not talked about enough. Okay, matter of fact, we're taught to move away from our dark selves. We're taught to not give attention or time or love or support to our darker selves, and that's for a reason. Okay, that's a program that no one wants you to tap into the place that your power resides in. Okay, your power lives in your dark self. So of course, it's only right for people to convince you to not invest in your dark side. Now, let's just be clear. Dark does not denote bad, evil, or wrong. Okay? It only means the hidden, the unknown, or the void of false light. Okay? So when we're talking about moving in your dark self or moving in your dark side, that only means that side that's not out or up front on stage for everybody to see all day, every day. Now, if you want to get a little closer to who that person is within you, check out what your moon sign is, okay? If you don't know much about that type of stuff, I really, 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 really encourage you guys to begin to study. Study, study, study. And like I mentioned on a past video, no matter how many spiritual gurus you follow, okay, always vet out the information that you receive from us. Okay. Now, I don't consider myself a spiritual guru. I'm just a soul who has conquered a lot of stuff. And I have stored how I conquered these things here and here. So it is my mission now to teach these things, okay? To share these things. And it is to reach those people that it is for, okay? Because my ways and my methods are not for everybody. So I only want to reach those people who resonate with how I did what I did and why I do what I do, and all the beautiful, practical, methodical ways that I'm able to share it with you guys, okay? So tapping into that dark side, okay, is imperative, okay? Because there are things that your light self, okay, because we embody two. We have the light and the dark, okay? So I'm not speaking of something that isn't already within you, okay? these energies already live within you. One of them have just been immensely suppressed, okay, for the masses anyway. Very few people understand how to call that dark side to the front and keep it at bay in such a way that it only moves when you tell it to move, okay? But there's things that your light self can't do because the power that is needed for said thing only resides in your dark self. Your light self doesn't protect you. It's your dark self that protects you. We move in this energy even when we don't know it, okay? Some of us do it effortlessly. Some of it do it when that fight or flight energy comes in, okay? And some of us just move in it all the time, okay? The ones that move in it all the time, you're more darker beings, okay? Those are the ones that haven't quite learned how to temper it yet, okay? And maybe they don't even have a desire to temper it. Some people love moving in their dark self all day, all night, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that, okay? I want to roll back to the moon sign, okay? Just simple zodiac 101, we know that our sun sign, okay, which is what most people are very aware of if they're, intermediate, or maybe not even intermediate, because I think people who are intermediate kind of understand more than just the sun sign. So I'll say the beginners, the newbies, understand what their sun sign is. It's the sun. It's the sign that the sun was risen in, okay? The solar energy was in a particular constellation when you were born, okay? So your sun sign is likely or likened to your ego, okay? It's the on the stage self, okay? It's the who you come out of the house and get yourself together, dust yourself off. And that's who you are when you walk outside. And this is the energy that exudes from you when you're on Earth's stage. Okay? And that's safe because the ego protects us. Okay? The ego not necessarily protects us, but it puts a barrier up. So can't nobody peek over that barrier and see your dark self, because your dark self don't want to be on the stage. Which brings me to your moon sign. Your moon sign is your dark self. The moon is the hidden. It's the symbol of the hidden. It's the symbol of the dark, the deep. It's your emotional self. Nobody walks around with their emotions on their shoulders and on their forehead and on their face. Most of us are able to cloak our dark self or cloak our emotions or cloak some of those deeper inner feelings with the sun self. Okay. There's a few people, okay, my daughter's one of them, but there's a few people that have what's called a stellium, okay, in astrology, where your first big threes, which would be your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising, okay? Some people have the same sign in all three of those, okay? So they're not able to, they are themselves all the time. They have nothing to channel in and out of. Let's just say you are a Gemini and you have a Gemini sun, your moon is in Gemini, and even your ascending sign or your rising sign is in Gemini. You are you in the light, in the dark. Now, some people may say that is that's a good thing. I don't necessarily see stelliums in your first big three as a good thing, because you have nothing to channel out of. You have nothing to morph into. Sometimes you need to be able to call on other parts and characteristics and traits of yourself so you can gauge how to handle a situation. But when you have the same sign in your first big three, okay, it makes it hard for you to be able to shapeshift, so to speak, okay? Because different situations call for different energies, okay? So I'm not downing people who have a stellium. I just know it's a lot harder for them to 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 move effortlessly in all the other energies that are available to most other people. They don't have that available to them. Now, I did use Gemini, which was probably not the best example to use because Gemini actually is the sign of natural duality. So somebody who has a Gemini in all three of those aspects probably can easier channel and move within their duality because they are the sign of two energies, okay? And they're the only zodiac sign that's represented by two people or the two energetic beings, okay? So they live in, they have a natural duality. So let's just assume it would be Capricorn, okay? Somebody who has a Capricorn moon, Capricorn sun, and a Capricorn rising has nothing else to turn to. They turn to the left, it's Capricorn. They turn to the right, it's Capricorn. They look up, it's Capricorn. They look down, it's Capricorn. So they have nothing to, they handle everything the same way. They speak, think, feel, and act the exact same way, even as they get older. Because that's what your rising sign is. Your rising sign, and this is my divine opinion. If you've heard differently what the rising sign represents, that's okay. Okay, I liken the rising sign to who you're becoming. Okay, it's the rising sign. It's what you're ascending to. It's who you will probably become energetically, vibrationally. You will align with the energy of your ascending sign. Okay, once you get a little older, there are certain shifts per amount of years, similar to your Saturn return, which I don't want to get off into that because I know some of you know about that, some of you don't. Anything that I say, always Google it, research it, so you'll have a better understanding of what I'm saying. But there's certain aspects of your life where you just kind of get a jump, and you jump more into a elevation type of energy, more so your solar or sun energy, because we're here to elevate. Okay, we're here to walk ourselves, okay, back to source energy in your most highest vibration. I'm an Aquarius, so my highest vibration, as I am walking my path, I'm walking back in an Aquarian type of way, in an innovative type of way, in a creative type of way, being willing to suddenly change things if I need to stay in alignment with this consistent movement of elevation, okay? So that was just using my own rising sign as an example of how your rising sign is what you're walking toward, okay? So anyway, back to this dark side and why it is necessary. A lot of times we can't learn and we can't tap the power within until we become comfortable with our dark side. So many answers reside there. But if you're scared of her or him, if you are leery of allowing that part of yourself to stand up, then you're not able to fully grasp the totality of you. Okay, we can move all day long in the fake light. Okay, and I'm not saying that your sun sign is you being fake or the light energy that you move in is fake. That's not what I'm saying. Please don't get that misconstrued. When I say fake light, what I mean is it's easy to have a smile every day. Yeah, okay, sure. Hi, how are you? Yeah, okay, yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, because a lot of times in life, we're put in positions where we have to shine that fake light. That's a fake light because not all the time is that how you really feel. But on your job, you have to act like that. With your parents, you might have to act like that. With the world. Now, like I said, there are those few people that move in their dark self all the time. They're called assholes, okay? because they don't live in that false light. If they don't want to do something, they tell you no. If they're going to cuss you out and tell you how they feel all the time, every time. No, just uncouth people. Okay? And like I say, they're not wrong. They just happen to be the type of people that are so okay moving in that dark that we hardly see any of that light energy that makes humans comfortable. Okay, and I'm one of those people. I don't want to always be around somebody who's in that dark energy. You got to know how to temper it. Okay, you got to know how to temper it. But the reason why it is most imperative, okay, vital, that you begin, if you're not already in tune with your darker side, the reason it is necessary, because like I said a few minutes ago, it protects you. It protects your family. Somebody harm your children, it ain't the light that's going to go handle the person that harmed your child. That's that dark, okay? And I'm not saying what I'm about to say to offend anyone. But for those people, okay, who were not able to defend their children, okay, for whatever reason, you got scared. That's because you've been told, or you've been taught, or you've been programmed not to channel your dark self. So something happened to your child, and you couldn't muster up the courage or the bravery to protect them, to help them, or to bring justice to the perpetrator, to the person who victimized your child. In your heart, you became afraid. And you want to know why? Because something at some point throughout your life, or someone throughout your life, taught you to never tap into that angry feeling, to never tap into that vengeful feeling, to never tap into that vindictive feeling. Somebody taught you that. And we all know, I don't want to make this about the Bible, okay? But that's where that came from. There's quotes in the Bible that says, vengeance belongs to the Lord, okay? I don't know about leaving that up to the Lord. Who is that? Down here on this earth, I am the Lord, okay? So I handle what I am charged with handling. You know when there are things that you are to turn over to a higher power. And you know when there are things that you yourself have to handle. It's a vibration. You feel it. You know it. And they drop that feeling. And I say they, meaning like your ancestors, your spirit guides, your light beings or your dark beings. Drop that feeling right down in the center of your chest. Okay? You know that feeling you get when you just can't let something go because somebody got you fucked up. That's them telling you handle that. And if you listen closely, they'll tell you exactly how to handle it. But if you allow fear the Lord, fear the law, fear. Now you're just a scared cat, looking electrified, stuck in fear. No one is getting the help. Nothing is getting solved. The person that needed you to protect them or help them is feeling uncovered and unprotected. So I said all this to say that's one way that your dark self can be utilized. It's not always a situation where you have to move in that dark self. It's knowing when to allow him or her to lead. This is what I like to do when I'm teaching this to someone personally. It's this. This is what we're doing. And if you are in tune with your dark self, sometimes the dark self comes to the front, then the dark self goes back, the light self comes to the front. Dark self to the front, light self to the front. whatever is needed is what's going to easily and effortlessly come up and come to the front. But if you don't acknowledge your dark self, if you shun it, if you don't allow it, if you don't even acknowledge that it is what it is, and you're always trying to walk in that light, y'all are the kind of people, and I'm saying y'all for the few of you that are resonating with this and you're saying, wow, she's talking to me, okay? Y'all are the kind of people that get ran over. People wipe their feet off on you like doormats, okay? And you want to know why? Because you're not in tune with your dark side. Your dark side protects you. Your dark side protects everything concerning you. It protects what you love. Okay? So it is necessary. Now, do you need to know when to hold dark back? Yes, indeed. But you can't even learn how to temper that until you respect that. Okay? So you got to start working with your dark self. Now, I've had a few clients ask me, well, I don't know how do I even know? Let me tell you, one of the quickest ways to govern and determine your dark side, if you're not quite aware of how to tap into it. Like I said earlier, we all got it. It resides in you, whether you know it or not, whether you know how to use it or not. But let me tell you this little tip. Who you are when you are angry. That's your dark side. That's your true you. You ain't in that light no more. When you're angry, that light, it's like putting out the light of this candle. Once I blow that candle light out, ain't no light there. But when somebody makes you angry, what have they done? Put your light out. But that's who you are. This candle ain't always lit. And like the candle, we ain't always lit. We're not always a flame of glory and grace. And you would be foolish to even try to be that. Okay? Sometimes that light is off. Sometimes it's off because somebody blew it out. Sometimes it's off because you decided, I ain't feeling that. I ain't feeling bubbly wobbly today. Okay? Sometimes it's out because events happen, situations happen, and you just can't muster up the light. Either way, for whatever reason, you are in a dark place. Okay? And let's be clear. Dark does not equate to bad, evil, or wrong. The reason why you have to cultivate and learn thyself and love thy whole self, love both parts of yourself, is because you need your dark side. But if you deny it, you don't love on it, you don't feed it, you don't let it breathe, okay? Then when come time for you to need that, it's weak. How you gonna call something to the front that you haven't fed? It's weak. You know that feeling you get when you get scared, you shaking because you in a situation and you don't know what to do and you scared. The scared. I don't know for a fact, but I would assume that that's where scary cat came from. That's people who ain't worked with their dark side. That's people who don't acknowledge and welcome their dark side. Because normally when you are not afraid, when you're in a situation where you, maybe say you're getting ready to fight, okay, and you're not in tune with your dark side, you're gonna be afraid. You're gonna be afraid. So somebody might take off running, okay, from the fight because they have no connection to that protection, the dark side. Okay, somebody who's in tune with their dark side gonna stand right there and fight that battle. Okay, because it's not about winning or getting beat up. It's about, I'm going to defend myself. And I will use all the power in me. I will call all the power to the front to do that. Okay, so it's imperative, you guys. Okay. People who are not aware of this get taken advantage of a lot. Okay, they get taken advantage, and I loathe watching people being taken advantage of, because the person that's taking advantage of you knows your weakness. They know you don't have no power. They know that you don't know your dog side. Okay, and when the church, begins to teach on, that being the DEVIL, that why they don't. Well, I don't want to get off into that. I'm sorry. I said I wasn't going to. Just be mindful that people who don't want you to understand your dark energy don't want you to be able to use that power against them if they ever were to cross you one day. Okay? Because that's what it's really all about. Okay? Your power to create whatever you need to protect yourself lives in your dark side. It lives in that darkness. Okay? When you are thinking, when you are meditating, even when you're praying, okay? Now, yes, the church has taught us to, and bow our heads. I feel some type of way about that, but that's a personal thing. I don't feel you have to bow your head. I do believe in closing your eyes, and I understand the concept of closing your eyes. I don't understand the concept of bowing your head, because I stand straight up, okay? Just like that. If I'm going to be in prayer mode, my eyes are going to be closed, but my eyes are closed because I'm creating that which I'm saying, okay? But I just said that to say, you create in the dark, okay? So what you need, okay, when you're channeling from your dark self, you can't create that with your eyes open, because you're still moving in the light. But you close your eyes and what you see, dark, okay? The creation begins in the dark, in your mind. In your mind. It's dark in your mind, but it's dark because that's where creativity starts, okay? We came from darkness, and to darkness we're gonna return. Okay? So darkness, I hate that a lot of people are afraid of that word, the dark. That's a program. That's a construct. That's a narrative that has been force-fed to us. And until you wake up and unlearn that, you're never going to really understand the power that's connected to it. But trust me, the enemy knows the power. That's why they don't want you tapping into that. Okay? So there's things that can be done with your dark self. Okay? There's so much power. I just want to leave it at that. There's so much power. What I like to call Majik. There's so much Majik in the dark, in your dark side, moving in your dark self. Now, please don't get this twisted. Are there people who move in the dark energy to purposely hurt other people, or to be malicious? Yes. Am I telling you to be that? Hell no. And if that's what you're getting from this, then you already have a twisted dark mind anyway. So don't blame that on me. That's your stuff. But I think those of you who are watching this, I think you totally understand exactly what I'm saying, and just showing you how important it is to understand your duality, okay? To understand that you are the yin and the yang. You are feminine energy. You are masculine energy. You are light energy. You are dark energy. Certain responsibilities are given to your light self, and certain responsibilities are given to your dark self, okay? But if you're not tapped into your dark self, some of the things that you are supposed to use to handle certain situations here in your earthly experience, you're failing at it because you're trying to handle everything with the light energy. And the light energy can't handle everything, just like the dark energy can't handle everything. You have to be okay with this balancing act. You have to learn it. You can't deny thyself. Now, let me go back go back again. When I said that you want to know who your true self is, it's your true dark self is when you're angry. Just think about that. Think about who you become when somebody really, 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 I mean, absolutely 1000% has really pushed your button. Who are you at that moment? Meditate on her or him if it's a guy watching. Meditate on that. Rendezvous with that energy. Who is that person? Because the damn show ain't the person it was before that person made you mad. That ain't you. That ain't your earth stage self. Okay? But when you are angry and that light has been blown out, Who is that dark person? Who is that? Who is that? Work with that. Work with that energy. Okay? Don't be so quick to push that energy back like no. I don't. No. Work with that energy. You have no idea how much power is in that. And this power ain't always got to be used to get revenge. It can. Or to retaliate. It can. Or to hurt somebody. It can. And I'm saying it can because I want you to understand the power. Power can be used for whatever you want it to be used for. So, yes, you most certainly can hurt some things, knock some things down, move some things over with dark energy. Okay? But I'm trying to tell you that not only can you do those things, you can also do some other things that are not, has nothing to do with you being mad. Okay? The creation of new systems and new programs and new anything was created in someone's mind first. And what I say about the mind was dark. Okay? It was dark. So somebody's mind, somebody's dark mind, all our minds are dark, not dark as in dark thoughts. Dark. Ain't no light in there. There's no light bulbs inside your head. It's dark. It's covered. Your cranium covers your all of this. I think it's called the cranium. Covers the brain. It covers the mind. It's dark in there. And you can see when you close your eyes. The back of your eyes creates that darkness. But we create from there. Think about it. When we go to sleep, we're in the dark. I don't care how many lights you got on. When you close your eyes, you're in the dark. What is your mind doing when your eyes are closed? Okay? Your subconscious is playing and creating stuff. And until you fall asleep, because how do you get to the dream world? In the dark. So I just want you to understand how much resides in thy dark self and in dark energy. Okay? Things that you probably haven't even tapped into, didn't even know how to tap into them. I'm telling you that you can tap into anything with your dark self, okay? But more than anything, it's protective, okay? Your dark self protects you. And like I said earlier, you and everything that you love, everything that concerns you is protected by that dark. Now, there are times, okay? And this most definitely, let me give this disclaimer. I don't teach black magic, okay? Spells and hexing and jinxing and, throwing black magic on people is necessary at times because I'm not against it. I just don't teach it. I believe that people need to do their own bidding, okay? Like that little saying goes, when I used to be a bartender and this older guy told me that, I can't remember how he put it, but it's a little saying that says that, when somebody wants you to pour them a drink and they like, nope, you pour your own troubles. You pour your own poison. So I like to equate that to when it comes to black magic, okay? You do your own bidding, okay? You create your own poison. You don't get somebody else to do that for you. You might need to, do some research and might ask people. But, I can't say don't get somebody to do it for you. I'm not going to do any of that for someone. And I don't teach it. If you want to know something, when you have the desire to really know how to do something, trust and believe me, the knowledge will find you. It will. You shoot that rocket of desire to want to know how to do something. That's how you can be thinking of something intensely and a commercial will pop up on the phone or pop up on the TV or somehow a phone call will come through that will be the exact thing you needed, okay, because of that very intense, potent thought. So all I'm saying is if you ever want to do anything, you really don't have to ask anybody. You can just create that word again, go to that dark place, send that signal out that I want to learn how to do such and such, and for too long, some information will come into your existence, okay? So I said that was a disclaimer, but I said that to say this. I said all of that to get to this little point. Sometimes we encounter people who are so unruly and so mean, mean-hearted, just unkind to us for no reason. And sometimes they pose a problem. Now, sometimes those kind of people, you encounter them and you never have to see them again. You ain't got to work with them again. They was just a nasty spirit for that moment. And sometimes it's because they was having a bad day. And sometimes it's because they really are an asshole, okay? But you gauge how you're going to respond based on if you ever got to see them again. If you ain't never got to see that person again, you can laugh it off. Okay, whatever. Boom. Actually, you can treat them like they're dead because you will never see them again. So you can funeralize them. Oh, well, I'll never see that person again. Dead to me. You're dead in situations like that. But there are some times where you may have to be bothered with a person who operates like that on a regular basis, like on a job, okay? Even sometimes in your family, okay? Because we know all the time that, everybody in your family ain't your family, okay? Blood don't necessarily mean a damn thing, okay? All your kinfolk, ain't necessarily good people, okay? So we ain't finna sit here in front. We ain't gonna sit here in front like, oh, the family. No. Sometimes the family is the worst. So I'm saying there are things that you can do, and it takes dark energy to do it, okay? That's why I'm bringing this up. Dark energy can help you protect yourself from those kind of people, okay? Simple things that you can do, okay? Depending on what they did, some things need to be sent into the light, okay? This is where spiritual maturity comes in. I'll say that. Because just because somebody makes you mad don't mean go hex, jinx, black magic them. That don't mean that. You gauge a situation. But if you're not spiritually mature and you're emotional and angry and all over the place all the time and you don't know how to gauge, there's that gauging, then you'll fuck around and do some stuff to somebody, and then next week you didn't mean to do it, but it's too late. You've already done it, okay? Very similar to when you arguing with someone that you love, and for that moment you're heated and you're angry and you say things you don't mean, but you've already put it out in the air and you can't take it back. So what you said has already taken effect, meaning it has already hurt that person. And even if y'all make up and forgive one another, what you said to them is going to always play over and over and over. Because one thing about being angry, we say what we mean when we're angry. Okay? So anyway, never, ever, ever hex, jinx, throw black magic on somebody out of impulsivity. Okay? If you feel like that there's a situation that calls for you to have to protect yourself or protect the loved one or just protect your energy because you work with this person, now I can get off into what you can do, simple things. Now, if you feel like this person is just having a bad day, a few bad days, then you send them into the light. You can do some magic, but just send them into the light, okay? You can do something as simple as writing their name on a piece of paper and say, I send John Doe into the light so his or her anger can be resolved and dissolved, trickle back down into them so they can now move in their highest vibration with love. Put that thing down on a desk. Put a crystal, rose quartz, a rose quartz crystal on that and leave it there. Okay? You watch and see if they don't start moving with love and light, especially when it comes to you. Now, it might not bubble out and bubble over for nobody else, because you don't know what other people, how other people are handling them, or what other people are doing to safeguard themselves from John Doe being an asshole. But what you can do is make sure that John Doe don't be an asshole to you. Okay? Another thing you can do, keep you some couple of packs of honey on you. Okay? Bojangles. KFC. I always ask for a few couple of things. Everything can be used for something, okay? Get some little bags. Little Ziploc bags, okay? Or medicine bottles, or little things with tops on them, okay? I'm a witchy witch, so I keep anything with a top, I keep it. Rinse it out, keep it, because you never know when you're going to need it. But let's just say, do I got one over here? Not at this desk. But just anything with a top. Anything. Okay? Open that package of honey. Write that same thing. I'm saying if you don't have a rose quartz, you can write that same thing on a little piece of paper, you know. Whew. Jane Doe will be nicer to me because I'm nice to Jane Doe. I'm going to send her to light, and I'm going to send her love. Let's sweeten her so when she has to interact with me, it's all good and it's all love, okay? Now, you ain't even got to write all of that, but I'm just giving you some simple phrases, light and love phrases that you can say, okay? You know her birthday, write her birthday down, okay? But definitely her name, okay? And, you know, roll that thing up, ball it up, however you want to do it. Ain't no certain way. You know, you ain't got to roll it to you, roll it away from you. All of that, none of that matters. Drop it down in that bag or that thing with that top. Make sure that honey gets real saturated on it, okay? Sometimes, you know, not all the time, but sometimes you can pour a little water in there, okay? And sometimes you don't need that. You don't need the water. I'm going to tell you what the water is going to do. The water, and this is just from my experience and my personal opinion. The water kind of helps, it helps you stay in control of the emotions of that person, okay? Because that's what water is, okay? Water is our emotions, okay? Or it signifies our emotions. So it helps you stay. Also, anytime that person comes around you or they pass you, you know, and you maybe, let's say you got it in a little medicine bottle, because they don't know. You got it sitting on your desk. So say they done came up to you, they got the funky energy, you know, they don't know what's in it. You can take that thing and just be shaking it up while she's standing right there. Oh, Jane Doe. Girl, don't come over here with that. I'm sending you light and love. You see what I'm saying? You see how quick you're able to do something, okay? And you're doing this energetically, vibrationally, and knowingly. She don't have a clue, but you watch how her energy will begin to change as she is corresponding and dialoguing with you, okay? So it's simple things. Now, if you don't choose to use the water, and let's just say you just got the honey and you just got the little you know, vessel or the Ziploc bag, and you want to, you know, just put her name and smush her in that honey, that's okay too. Guess what you can do with that? If it's sitting on your desk, okay, she can come up to you and again got that stank energy. So you pick your bag up and now you just, you know, while she's talking to you, she don't know what you're doing. You ain't even got to tell her. Keep your mouth closed. But what you're doing is massaging that honey, okay, into her while she's right there. You can still say the same thing. Girl, here you go with that mess. I'm sending you so much sweet love and energy today. I'm not arguing with you today. Jane, girl, I love you. You know, and you just binding her up in love, okay? To make her sweeter toward you. I guarantee you that when she comes back, you're going to sense something different about her, okay? So those, you know, and the reason that I'm telling you guys this, because a lot of you guys, a lot of people jump to things they don't have to jump to because they don't really know real result-driven solutions, okay? And we become so agitated and frustrated because we're dealing with people who are mistreating us, or we're dealing with people who are difficult, that we really just want to get rid of them. You know, like, how, please, let me get her fired. You know, but sometimes it don't have to go that route, okay? Now, yes, there are some darker things you can do if this person is after you. Am I going to share it with you? Hecky no. I'm not, because I'm here to teach you how to use, I want you to be able to use your dark energy, but in a loving way, okay? Dark, if you got to go dark, where you got the hex, you got the jinx, I just hope that you've tried every other channel of solving that thing before you go there, okay? That's my wish for you. If your mindset is to first hex, jinx, throw magic, I knew that you ain't taking the time to try every other channel, okay? But if there's other things that you can do with your dark energy, Okay, because working with magic, that's dark energy. That's not light energy. What I just told you, even though it's of light and it's of not love, not light, but it's of love, you're still channeling and manipulating energy. Okay, that's dark. Okay, so don't get it twisted. There's no such thing as light magic. I don't know why people call stuff light magic. All magic comes from a dark place. Okay, so and not bad, not evil, not wrong. Okay, just unknown. While you rubbing that honey, she don't know what you're doing, but you working magic. And how come she don't know? Because it's unknown to her. While you shaking that bottle and saying what you saying, and intention is being poured in that as you're shaking it, and she's right there, she don't know what you're doing. It's unknown. It's unbeknownst to her. Okay, it's a dark situation. She has no light or understanding on what you're doing. It's dark. So understand. Okay, understand. But that's why I said earlier, dark magic also doesn't equate to black magic or because that's a different dark magic and black magic, two different things. Okay. And it doesn't equate to evil or bad. It's just the unknown. Okay, you don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Okay, now yes, there are people that can misuse that. People throw spells on people every day. Okay, every day. And while I'm on that topic, I hope that everyone is jeweled up, crystalled up, oiled up. I already made a video on things that you can do to keep yourself protected, because you don't know if people are trying to harm you. But I will tell you this: perfect love casts out everything. So if you love yourself, light self and dark self, that's a barrier or a cloak all by itself. So perfect love casts out all evil, all low vibrational energies, and all wrongdoings. Never forget that. Okay, so if you have stayed with me through the entirety of this video, thank you. And again, may you receive all that energy back. Okay, if you got any questions, feel free to drop them down in the comments section. Share this video if you think that somebody else would benefit from it. And go do that research, okay? 2 things I have said that I hope you guys caught. Your moon sign. Go figure out what that is and do a lot of research on the moon sign. If you got questions, I don't mind answering a few. If it turns into too long, I'm going to direct you to an email, because that's a consultation and I charge for those. But I don't mind answering a few questions, okay? But you can go on to any on Google and pull up a natal chart generator that will give you your moon sign. And you don't even have to know your date of birth. A lot of people think they gotta know the date of birth. The time you were born to get your moon sign. You don't need the time of birth for your moon sign. You just need the city and state you were born in and your birthday. And you know those, okay? Or hopefully you do. So that's all you need to generate the information as far as your moon sign. Once you find out where your moon sign is, read. Google. Research. Go buy books. Get understanding of you. Okay, get understanding. So, that was one thing. And then the other thing I said is rest in your anger sometimes and figure out who that person is. Okay, when she comes to the front, talk to her. Okay, talk to her or talk to him. Figure out who you are when you are at that very heightened state, because that's not who you are any other time. But that energy is who is guiding your dark energy. That's the leader of your dark energy, whoever you become when you're mad. So you will find that your moon sign and your angry person, or that very, 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 very pissed off person that you become when somebody has done something, you're going to find some similarities in them. Okay, you're going to find some similarities. You're going to find some traits and characteristics in that moon sign that's going to equate to that heightened side of you. You're going to be like, oh, okay, wow. So let me tell you something. The journey is fun if you take the time to peel back all the layers to everything you learn, because right when you think you've learned one thing, there's something else to learn. And right when you think you've learned that, so there's infinite levels to godhood and goddesshood. And when you're learning yourself, that's what you're doing. You're on a journey to goddesshood, okay? So again, you guys, thank you so much for watching this. I may come back on and do a reading. I'm feeling like I need to do a read, but I don't want this particular video to be any longer. So I'm going to end it and probably just come back on and do the read. But again, thank you guys so much. I love you, and namaste.